Well, this isn't a video I thought I'd have to make. You've already read the title and you already know what this video is about. So I believe that I was robbed during Breakout 007. I believe that the shit that the ref did was absolutely inexcusable, and I truly don't understand the fight that he was watching, quite frankly, because I literally dominated every single round and literally every standing 8, including the ones that were scored in my favor, or the one that was scored in my favor was BS too. Like, I don't understand. The ref didn't just do this for my fight, he did this for several others, and we're gonna be going over all of that today, exposing every little minute thing that the ref did, because honestly, I am getting really sick and tired of the narrative being spread online that I got my absolute ass handed to me, which that is not at all what happened. The fact of the matter is, the ref made some absolutely inexcusable calls, not just during my fight, but during several others, that ended up costing me that fight. I did not lose to Jordani, I lost to the ref, and I'm gonna be explaining why during this video. I also need y'all to understand that, yes, I am very well aware that I cannot change the results of this fight. The fact of the matter is, the judge made his decision during the fight, and it is unlikely, despite the fact that I have submitted an appeal, to get this ruled as a no contest, that Breakout is unlikely to appeal this decision as well, because I understand the tricky spot that they're in. If they appeal my fight, even if they happen to agree with my stuff, then they're gonna get a whole bunch of backlash for that from not just a bunch of fans, but they're also gonna get a bunch of other fighters being like, well, why'd you appeal his fight and not mine? This happened during my fight. And it's just gonna lead down a rabbit hole. So I understand the position that Breakout is in. So I'm not at all mad at them. I understand what they're coming from this. But I do want to make this video to set the record straight, to go ahead and get my opinion out there and just show everybody exactly everything that went down during this fight, because at the end of the day, if nothing else, it's for my peace of mind so that I can say my piece on this. And at the end of the day, be done with it, because at the end of the day, look, this is boxing at the end of the day. Things like this are going to happen, and you know, I'm gonna set the narrative straight. I'm gonna show y'all and give y'all my opinions on this, and then we're gonna be done with it. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I ask that if you're watching this video right now, whether you agree or disagree with me, that you just hear me out, listen to me, and make your own conclusion at the very end of the day after watching what I display in front of you guys. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. I'm not gonna ask for any subscriptions or likes or anything like that, because that's not what this video is about. At the end of the day, this video is about setting the record straight. So that's what we're gonna be doing while watching this fight. So for context, I'm gonna be watching my angle of the fight, because I truly believe that mine encapsulates not just a better overall angle of the fight, but you know, without the commentary, you can hear the impact of each punches, so you can get a much better visualization of what exactly I'm talking about. If you want to hear what I'm saying during this without all of that, and you want to go watch the fight for yourself to make your own judgment, I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video so you can make your own conclusion. But just for that reference, that is exactly why we're going to be using my angle. Plus you get to see the corner footage, so you can kind of get an idea of everything, and I can explain like my mental space and why I made certain decisions, this, that, the other, and all that good stuff. This is gonna be a long video. I'm not even gonna lie. I guarantee this run timer is probably gonna be around the 30 to 45 minute mark. So I'm gonna quit yapping, get all that out the way, and let's go ahead and get this thing started. Yeah, nah, dude, literally, I had this walkout theme picked out so many months in advance. Like I just knew like the color scheme I wanted to go for my fit, like just everything. Like I knew I'd been sitting on this thing for like freaking 4 months, just knowing, and I did it. Like shout out to everybody who was in my corner, man. This was so cool. Like dude, I had Mini Divine, I had Blaze, I had JDM, dude, I had it all. Literally, it was so sick. Listen to this. Ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba ba, ba ba ba. You got the whole hype crowd there. Oh, dude, like, I could just tell y'all right now, like, I was feeling myself in this moment right here. I knew I was about to get up in there and handle business. Oh, man. Dude, nah, I was so hyped to make this ring walk the way that I did, man. Oh, my gosh. Dude, and now we gotta talk about the fit too. No, hold on, we gotta talk about this. Dude, I don't care what nobody says. I love my fit so much. We had the Kodiak up front. We had the MC Weeks logo on the cheeks. We had the rested symbol. I even have a little symbol on the side. I don't have it on me right now, but I even have a symbol on the side. I'll put a little screenshot right here where my girlfriend made a little symbol back there for her and my dog. So it's kind of like they're kind of fighting with me during this. It was really, really sweet. And then of course, I had the Kodiak Cinema on there. That's my second channel where I make like films and stuff like that, if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, no, dude, like that, I loved this fit so much, and I was so excited to get out here and actually just show this thing off. Like it was, oh man, just it was an incredible experience. The Kodiak Dixon! Dude, you have no idea how long I've been waiting to hear that man freaking yell out my name. But yeah, here we go. So I want to go ahead and pause here. I'm staring down Jordani. So what am I thinking when I'm looking into his eyes? So he was very quiet throughout the entire day. I'm sure he was feeling the pressure, all that good stuff. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I wasn't too. And you'll definitely kind of see that as this fight starts. I go in there, I'm looking him dead in the eyes, not breaking eye contact whatsoever. I'm trying to impose my will. So going into this first round, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I know that a lot of his success in his fights has come from being the bully and controlling the pace at his own little startup. So I wanted to come out the gate, start fast, and really just put the tempo on him and just see how he handled it. So I just stare him down. I'm looking at him. Ref checks in with us, explains the rules, all that good stuff. I'm like, cool, let's get it. Then I tap gloves with Jordani. I'm giving my full respect because at the end of the day, again, I don't have anything against him. So immediately, I bush out the ring. I keep my hand out there. 2 lands down the center, landing combos. We clinch up. So I'm immediately establishing the pace. 2 lands, hook lands, uppercut lands. I clinch them up again. And I am very much wild here, but I'm very much trying to set my pace. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I am eating him alive with these combos right now. Look at him. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let me address this right now, all right? This standing 8 was bullshit. I'm 1000% gonna go ahead and say that right now, and this was very much undeserved. Yes, I was landing combos. Yes, I was literally landing so many freaking beams of shots, but I am able to acknowledge that this standing 8 was absolute bullshit as well. Like, this was way, way too early. He landed a shot on me. He caught me pretty good clean there with a left hook, before the ref stepped in there. So I do believe that the standing 8 was very much like invalid. So I mean, like I said, it wasn't just me that was affected by the bullshit of this ref. Like, Jordani got a little bit of a taste of it too. Unfortunately, I was the recipient of it far more. But look, I'm keeping the same energy throughout. I'm not going to just sit here and say that all my standing 8s were bullshit, but this one was the one that he got right. No, he made fuck ass decisions the entire fight. So I'm willing to admit that here. But in the moment, I didn't think that. I was just chilling, having fun. Mark told me. So you're probably wondering to yourself, why did I do the Conor McGregor little strut walk here? And that is entirely because of Mark Flames. Blame him for that, because I really thought that I was like, all right, cool. I got this fight in the bag. He's not responding. I put him on the back foot. I'm doing my thing. We're going to have some fun up in here. Or farming, as the kids call it nowadays. I say kids like I'm not freaking 23. Yeah, no, it's bullcrap. But yeah, no, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling happy. I'm good. And I'm like, all right, no, let's charge right back in. I knew he wasn't hurt. I knew he was fine, but I still had to, put a stamp on this round. So immediately put my lead hand out there. He tries to land a shot there. I block. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's chill out. Land a right hook there. He ducks down. I land another right hook. He lands a good little body shot right there. I pull out, feel my range, land a good body shot right there, land another one. He circles out, tries to run from me here. I use my lead hand to gauge distance. Right hook lands again. You know, I smother down. He backs off. How you feel? Yeah. Keep in mind that the ref says that a lot to him. Is constantly asking him how he feels, because keep in mind this is about a minute and a half into this fight, and he is yet to really throw back really whatsoever. Like he'll throw a couple like sweeping little things, but for every shot he's throwing, I'm throwing at least 3 to 4. So keep that in mind. He's constantly asking him, are you okay? Are you okay? And this is really important context for when he makes a lot of later decisions in this fight. Got 30 seconds left in the fight of this round. I just kind of feel him out right there. He throws a right hook. I block it on my guard. I clinch. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. We're good. I land some good combos right there. Jordania lands some stuff on my guard here. I put my guard up. He thinks he landed a little cheeky thing there. I appreciate, yeah, he landed a good little right one there. I won't even lie. We had a good little trade there. He backs us off. We split off. I'm chilling. I circle around the ring. And that's the end of round 1. So as you can see in the corner, I am very much heavily winded. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I am very much tired. My corner's kind of telling me, all right, you gotta kind of go a little bit more to the body, things like that. I literally have like opened up my mouth and Gus is literally just not giving me water. You know, I wasn't so tired to the point where I needed to like sit down, but I definitely was throwing a lot. You know, you gotta realize like, I ain't been in the ring for honestly about a year now, and this is like my first fight back in a good little while. You know, I'd sparred and stuff like that, but a fight pace is a whole lot different than sparring and stuff like that. So, you know, you feel that adrenaline, you know, and especially in this scene, you know, I had a lot of pressure on my back to come out here and make a performance. And so I wanted to be entertaining. I wanted to, you know, dare to be great, try to get him out of there early. But he very much, like the first thought I'm thinking in this corner right here is he very much surprised me with his durability. And so I want to give him full respect and give him full credit for that and for being able to take these shots that he did throughout this entire fight. So I got to give him full props for that. But yeah, although I'm a little bit winded here, I do a good job of recovering here in the corner. I just slow my breathing down, slow my heart rate down. I focus down. My corner does a good job of kind of calming me down. And they give me pretty good instructions here. Yeah, then round 2 begins. I do kind of mostly the same thing. He lands a little shot there. I block and it kind of throws me a little bit off balance. I'm throwing a whole bunch of stuff here, misses, and we ended up clinching. I land a good 2-3 right there. I land some good body shots. He eats those. He moves around the ring. I land 2 more body shots. I'm definitely a little winded here for sure, but I'm still making sure that I land and I'm remaining defensive, things like that. Land another good body shot. Yeah. Oh, also, again, another thing the ref said there. I'll replay it again for you. Show me something. You know, he's saying that. So keep in mind, this is now a round and a fourth into this fight, and he's constantly telling him, show me something, because I am very clearly dominating this fight, no question. Am I gassed? Yes, 1,000%. But that does not mean that I am in any way hurt, that I am in any way not absolutely doing my thing right now. So yeah, I'm gonna back up here because I know I landed a shot here. Yeah, I land another good shot to the body. I land a good left hand right there. Yeah, he's still moving around. He's still doing his thing. He's chilling. I'm chilling. Land another good body shot there. Land another good body shot. I put up my clinch. He tries to clinch there. I turn him around. No, and this shit pissed me off too. Look what he does right here. Let's rewind real quick. I clinch him. I turn him around. Look what the ref does. He throws me to the whole other side of the ring. A huge part of what my plan was, what I wanted to do right there, is I clinched him, I turned him around towards the ropes, and I was about to get to work. And I'm telling you, The ref literally got in between us, threw me to the whole other side of the ring, and now I have to reset my entire progress because this dickhead doesn't know how to fucking ref. And you're going to see a lot more of that throughout the rest of this fight. Keep in mind, he's not landed a single shot this round. 2 lands right there. Beautiful 2. He felt that. He 1000% felt that. Another body shot. Another left hand. I'm landing combos. I'm teeing off. I'm teeing off. Now watch carefully what happens right here. All right, I'm going to back up real quick because I know I paused abruptly. Let's watch this sequence right here fully through of this standing 8, and then I'm going to break it down. All right, let's watch. Double up that jet. Ooh. Now that you've seen that entire sequence, let me break down exactly what happened here. Let's go and just to show you, to give you an exact detail of exactly what happened, we're going to play this in 0.5 speed so you can see exactly the bullshit of why this shouldn't even been considered a standing 8. And if anything, it should have been a standing 8 considered for him. So again, keep in mind, I had been outlanding him, outworking him the entire fight. At this point, he had literally been getting told by the ref, show me something, as I'm mink. And even right now, I got him up on the ropes. We're going to slow this down at 0.25 speed for the people that are slow in the back so that I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm teeing off. I'm landing my things. Boom, boom, body, boom, boom. See what the ref does right there? He's right up next to us. You can see right there him get in between us and try to split us up right here. And watch what happens. He sits in between us. He tries to get up in between, separate us. I feel him do this. So I feel his hand coming between us like he's about to break us. And as anyone knows that has fought before, when the ref does that, you have to stop engaging because the ref is either going to call off the fight or do a standing 8 or separate you. They made that very clear that we need to listen to them when they do this type of stuff. So that's exactly what he does. And keep in mind, he does this, and then Jordani lands a shot right there. And keep in mind, it's not a hard shot. It's one of these. He throws a shot, but it's a shoving shot. So he pushes me. It doesn't hurt me. It just pushes me. So again, look at, and you can see right here. Look at what he does. He steps in here. He tries to separate us, and then he hits me with that shot. He slaps me into the corner like that. The ref goes from he's doing this motion. And then he hits me in the corner like that. And then he just goes, what are you doing? What are you doing, ref? Like, actually, what are you doing? Are you high? Are you actually high? How are you going to try to stop me from engaging and finishing this fight and let him land that shit and then give me a standing 8 for that? So, again, he does that. And it's not even a hard shot, by the way. Like I said, it's a slapping hook. He slaps you, and because he's such a heavy, big guy, it's not a hard shot, but it shoves you and it pushes you. So that's what happens. I get shoved in the corner. I lose my balance. I catch it up. He catches me there. I block on my guard. Block, 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 block. He's not landing anything. I'm just blocking the entire time. And then he separates us after that. And then he gives me a standing 8. And I even shake my head. I'll put it back in normal speed now. And I even shake my head just being like, no, this is absolutely stupid. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm shaking my head. And again, we'll play it again at normal speed. We'll play it again at normal speed. Comes in, separates us, puts his hands up. But even then, when he does that cheap bullshit, I still had my guard up. I was fine. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. Put my hands on my head, so I'm tired. I'm like, man, for fuck's sake, this is so dumb. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's a little even right now. All right, whatever. This is extremely dumb. I don't know what the fuck is happening, so I'm just like, all right, whatever. This is fucking stupid. So I'm just gonna take my time. I'm gonna land my jab and just take my time here, do my thing. You know? He tries to throw a jab at the body. I'm like, all right, fair enough. Block, 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 pivot. He gives me another one. Again, let's slow this down and break it down together, ladies and gentlemen. All right? 0.5 speed, once again, for the people in the back. This is an even dumber standing 8, all right? So, Jordani tries to go for a body shot there, and actually, did I land a jab as he came up in there? No, I didn't, and we just kind of like traded jabs there. Okay, so he does that, and I'm just kind of chilling here. Jordani comes in here with a hook. I block on my guard. I block on the other side. He throws a good body shot. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to bring it down. He hits another body shot. I'm protecting my head. He slaps my guard, slaps my guard, slaps my guard again and again. I'm doing a great job defending here. Look at this. And I pivot, I'm not standing still. I pivot. Nothing clean lands during this thing other than a couple body shots. And then the ref gives me a standing 8. Now you tell me, ladies and gentlemen, how the fuck that was a standing 8? Did I look hurt at all to you there? Because if you say yes, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. Nothing landed clean there. That's an even dumber standing 8 than the one before. But yeah, no, I'm literally fucking pissed at this point. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck was that? Like, I literally blocked everything. Like, is blocking to the ref, like, apparently catching, here's the thing. I need y'all to understand this, because I come from the amateurs, and they explain to us outside that they're going to be judging this just like the amateurs. So I need people to understand. There's a difference between blocking like this and then blocking like this. I was not doing this. All right, you give someone a standing 8 if they are doing this. I was doing this, all right? Fully engaged. I knew exactly where I was. I was moving the entire time. I was not stationary, and they give me a standing 8. Not fucking fair in the slightest. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? So he gives me another standing 8. I'm like, literally thinking to myself, I'm like, what the hell? And I'm good. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, just whatever, what the fuck, I don't care. And then they're like, yeah, no, stop, the round's over, whatever. So I go back to my corner, I'm like, yeah, and even Weeks is saying in my corner right here, he even said it himself, he noticed it immediately. Those were unnecessary standing 8s as well. And let me tell you right now, Weeks is an honest fucking person. I don't carry yes men in my circle. If that was a genuine moment where I was hurt, this would be a completely different conversation. And even he, in the heat of the moment, can see that that was bullshit. But yeah, now they're essentially just telling me, just look, you need to box well this third round. Nah, they're pissing me off. I wanted some water so bad they weren't giving me none. I can't even help but laugh at this. I know this is a very aggravating video that I have to make, but like I literally kept telling them, I'm like, yo, can I get some water? And then here, wipe my eyes, because they sprayed some stuff in there and I couldn't see. And I was like, can you wipe my eyes? We're about to have to get up. And then he sprays more water in my eyes. I'm like, no, wipe my eyes. And I was pissed. So, I mean, if I'm able to say stuff like that, does that look like a person who's been so disoriented by 2 standing 8s? No, not in the slightest.
How you feel, man? Feel all good?
Yeah, even ref comes over to me, he's like, oh, how you feel, man? How you feel? I'm good. I'm good. Look at me. I'm chilling. I'm pissed. You can see the vein in my forehead. I'm so fucking pissed. You probably see it here even a little bit now. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Damn. That is, that thing is really starting to pop out in my old age. Sheesh. We got corners out, round 3. All right, cool. So I'm like, all right, let's box a little bit more. Let's keep it range. Let's be smart. Let's kind of work the body a little bit more. So I land a right hook there. I land a good combo. And he headbutts me. He fucking headbutts me. Look at this shit right here. No, and I want to point out the hypocrisy of this entire fucking bullshit right here, right? So the ref will take points without warning for very stupid stuff. Go look at the Kel fight, for example, to see exactly what I'm talking about. But the ref would take points for very, very stupid fucking stuff. He literally headbutts me right here. And granted, it's a mistake. It happens, whatever. But like, dude, he literally fucking headbutts me here. And the ref's like, warning. But yeah, let me slow this down, all right? Because I know this is a moment everybody was like freaking out about and be like, oh, Kodiak's hurt. Even on the playback, they were hurt. So let's break this down together, okay? So, come up in here. Let's mute it so we can get all this up out of here. Jordan tries to land there. I try to throw a 2. It doesn't land. We go back to setting up. And then we crash up in here. I throw my jab. He backs up. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to establish the range. I'm going to set up this 2. Try to control his lead hand here. Control distance. Right hook lands for me. I put my guard up. We crash. He headbutts me there. I slip his 2. I land my right. I land a beautiful left hook right there. I land a beautiful right hand. He throws a good right hand on me. We're good. We're chilling. I duck his left hand. I wrap him up and I clinch. And he headbutt me while we were down there. And I'm trying to get the ref's attention. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? He literally headbutt me. So not only did he headbutt me, but I got the better of that exchange. So I'm just, again, we're thoroughly breaking down this video. I'm a breakdown channel. That's exactly what I do. So I'm trying to give y'all all the details, all the little things. So not only did I get the better of that exchange, but in his frustration, whether he realized it or not, he headbutt me. Yeah, no, so he tells us to break. I said, yeah, he headbutt me. And yeah, and then he just gives him warning. I'm like, all right, whatever, cool, whatever, it's all right. Yeah, no, he loses his shoe. What kind of a ref loses his shoe in the middle of the ring? Or you... To give you some further context about this ref before we continue, he literally was not even supposed to be the ref on the day of. The guy that was supposed to ref our fight was Eddie. And I was actually very excited to have him as a ref because he refed my buddy MC Weeks' fight. And I can tell you from just watching him ref throughout the night, he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he had clearly been reffing around the scene for a very, very long time. He's the owner of the gym. I mean, like, he had Deontay Wilder train at that gym. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's been around the scene. And even then, like, he understands exactly what this scene is, an influencer scene. So he lets a couple more things slide than he normally would. But he also doesn't play because he understands that boxing is a very dangerous sport. And he clearly knows that he's seen enough to know when someone's hurt and when someone's not. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to ref that day because he had some obligations and things he had to do last minute. So he put in this guy who, by the way, has never refed before in his entire life, that he used this as a training experience. And if you're going to use an influencer fight as a way for you to learn and for you to do this, that, or the other, then I'm sorry, then that's probably the worst thing you can possibly do. Like, you need to ref some, like, actual amateur stuff because this is not the amateurs. This is far from it. And you can clearly see, just not only from what I've shown you so far, the unprofessionalism, but I mean, literally, he loses his shoe mid-fight. Like, what are you doing? It's just, oh my gosh, I'm, like, actually so aggravated. But yeah, winning this round so far, clearly. So we get back to the action. We're like, all right, cool, whatever. We both laugh at it. We both think it's funny. And we get back to, he separates us even more for some reason. He's really trying to get that attention. I'm like, okay, cool, let's get the body. So yeah, here, let's replay that. Okay, so land a good body. Oh shoot, that's not good. Okay, there we go. So let's replay that. So he separates us up again for some reason, and we reset the action. We're like, okay, cool. So then we get back to it, and I'm like, all right, cool. I want to initiate a combo with a body shot. So that's exactly what I do. I make my way up over here towards him. I get a little bit closer. I use my lead hand to kind of gauge my range. He opens up his body. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. He throws a good shot on me there. He lands one back. I block on my guard. Block. And then I wrap up. So a good little trade right there. I land a good body shot. He lands a good right hook. I'm still up in this round. Now we can go back to regular speed. So yeah, we go back to regular speed. He splits us up here. I land a good uppercut. He starts trying to land some stuff to the body, but he's just slapping. I'm just holding his head. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah, and I'm good. I'm chilling. Jordan's tired. He's in the corner. I don't know why he puts us in the corner. I really have no idea why he puts us in the corner. But I'm like, all right, let's work the body a little bit. All right, let's work the body. So I work the body. I land a good little three-piece right there. He slaps, doesn't land anything. He kind of pushes my head right there, and I'll push him right back. And And then I'm like, all right, cool. Let's just wrap up right here. Try to work here in the corner here. And then he does it again. He does it again. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm trying to trap him in the corner. I'm trying to work in the corner because I'd work during my camp. Be like, all right, cool. When we're a little bit more tired and he's tired and we've done our damage at range, let's push him into the corner. Let's put that high guard up and let's work in the corner and let's start working that body down. But again, he does this thing where every time I'm about to do it, he literally splits us up, throws me to the other side of the fucking ring, and I have to reset and restart my entire pace all over again. It's stupid. And I'm like, all right, cool. He's not moving his head. He's tired. I throw a jab there. Throw another body shot. He throws a little shitty slappy hook. I throw another good body hook. I roll, and then I wrap up. Yeah, no, and I want to say, look at how beautiful this was right here. Look how beautiful this was. I hit him beautifully right in the body. Boom! And I roll up under his hook and I block. He tries to bull rush me with all that shit. And I'm good. And I'm chilling. I'm like, all right, cool. We're outlanding him here. And I'm like, all right, cool. We're close to the end of the round here. I'm just gonna kind of coast. He's tired. I'm tired. I'm just gonna kind of coast because I already won this round. And then we neither of us really get anything there. I throw a lazy jab. He throws a lazy hook. Neither of us land there. So right now, if you score this, it as unfair as it is, that I got 2 standing 8s in the beginning, even if you score it as unfairly as it is, this is a draw right now because I got my 10-8 in the beginning. Jordani got his standing 8s in the second, which would make that round a 10-7. So first round's 10-8 to me, this round's 10-9 to me, and then he got a 10-7 round. So right now we're in a complete draw situation. So, but without all that bullshit, you take away all the bullshit standing 8s, both the ones that I got and the ones that he got, I am up right now, literally, I'm up 2 rounds. Like, even if you don't give me the second round, even if you want to say that Jordani landed this, that, or the other, even if you don't want to give me the second round, I won round 1, no question about that. No one even debates that, even the people that disagree with my points that I'm trying to make here. And I clearly just won round 3. You can go back and forth with round 2. Round 2 was a little bit of a close round, but I definitively, for a fact, won round 1 and round 3. And so officially, by the judge's standards and by his standing 8s right now, we are currently at a draw. But I've just shown you that these calls by the ref are bullshit. So I should be winning right now, confidently, like decisively. I'm not hurt. I'm landing more than him. I've landed more power. I've landed more volume. I am working the fuck out of this kid right now. It is insane that this fight is even this close in the first place. But right now I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool. So this is a draw. So this round is ended. I'm going back to my corner, and my corner has a very similar opinion to me as well. They spray me, they wipe me down. Yeah, and my corner's saying the same thing. Weiss is like, look, you had 1 and 3 are yours. You had a very bad round 2, but that's fine. You know, the ref, what they're saying is bullshit. Just go out there and be a warrior. So that's exactly what I do. I'm like, all right, round 4, let's do this shit. I landed a jab to the body. It was a little bit lazy. It wasn't really with any power. I landed a good 2 to the body right there. I'm like, all right, let's keep our distance. Let's box. Let's go to the body here. I landed a good 2-3 right there. I pivot. I block. I wrap up. All right, so I've landed more already, so now I'm up by points right now. Landed a good jab right there. I know that hurt. That stopped his momentum right there. I'm like, all right, cool. I threw it straight. It was a little lazy. I didn't land there. Landed a good body shot. So I'm out landing him right now. Literally, he can't even touch me. Block, block, block. He lands a good left hook right there. But again, still moving. What was the standing 8 for? He lands a good left hook, okay? And even then, again, y'all gotta understand how Jordani punches. He doesn't hit you with the pop that I be hitting you with. With my shots, you can go back and watch this shit on your own without me yapping. You can hear my shots pop. You can hear my thing pop, pop. You know, with him, it's just, he's just slapping you. He's just slapping you this entire thing. Watch this again. Let's slow this down, okay? Let's slow this down, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, he catches me there. I'm like, all right, cool. I post up, and I don't stop moving. So I don't get the inconsistency. Yeah, no, it's just like, I don't get it. How literally, you've seen this entire round. I've landed body shots, volume. I've landed headshots, power ones. No problem there. And again, the entire time he's saying, show me something, show me something. Jordani lands one slapping hook on me. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Let's cover up. Let's move. Let's keep on. Because that's the thing. I'm going backwards, but I'm not like, I'm not defenseless. I'm not doing this when he attacks me. I'm like, okay, I take the shot. Cool, whatever. Let's keep moving. Let's go. You're not letting me fight, ref. You're not letting me fight. Anytime this motherfucker hits me with something that slightly moves my head, you're giving me a standing 8. What the fuck are you doing, ref? You're literally not letting me fight. You're splitting me up anytime that I get him on the ropes and I'm trying to work there. Anytime he lands a shot on me, you give me a standing 8. But literally, I can throw and land as much as I fucking want. Literally, you've seen this entire round. I cracked him with a good 2. I'm hitting him with body shots, head shots. Ref's like, I see nothing wrong. But as soon as he hits me a little slapping hook that makes my head turn a little bit, and he hits me with a little cheeky this, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, I'm moving. He's like, no, you're hurt. I'm about to call the fight. And I'm literally thinking to myself, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. And I'm literally thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my fucking God. They're literally about to rob me of this fight. I have to literally, now I'm thinking to myself, I have to finish this fight. If I don't go for it right now, then, and it goes to decision, they're going to rob me of this win. And I'm not going to let them do it. So I'm breathing. I'm like, all right, cool. I know what I have to do. I got to fucking go for it. I got to fucking go for it right fucking now. I'm not going to let this motherfucker take this from me. He's tired. He don't want it. Here we fucking go. Let's go. Boom, left hand. Boom, right hand. We wrap up, we clinch, we're good, we're chilling. We wrap it up.
Hands up! Hands up!
And then he just fucking slaps me. And then watch this very closely. Watch this very closely. All right. I landed my little combo. I went to the corner. All right. So now we're at the point where the stoppage happened. So I need to show you exactly why this was the most bullshit stoppage I've ever seen in my entire life. Because he does land some good slapping shots here. I'll admit that. Here we go. Left hand lands right there. Good shot. Good shot. Lands good right hand there. I'm like, cool. Block after he lands those 2 shots. Block, 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 block. He lands some body shots, but I'm blocking the entire time. I pivot. Notice the pivot. I'm not defenseless. He's hitting me with shots, but I'm like, all right, cool. Notice the pivot. I'm moving. Hits my guard again. Pivot. Block, block. I wrap him up. I'm like, all right, cool, let's disengage, whatever. Ref steps in here, waves it off. What? What are you doing, ref? What are you doing? You stupid fuck. What are you doing? I don't get it. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again just so you can see. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say this wasn't a good shot. Good left hand lands. Good left hand. And I ate that shit. Hits me with the right hand. All right, cool. Boom. The left and the right were the only 2 shots that landed in that entire combo. And then I put my hands up. I guard, block. Hits me with some body shots. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Then I pivot to reset. I pivot and I move. I'm still blocking, still got my hands up. And then I'm like, all right, cool. I pivot. Let's wrap them up and reset. And I'm cool this entire time. Waves it off. What are we doing? What are we actually doing right now? Like, I genuinely can't fathom it. Like, it's so bullshit. Like, and I literally, I tried to defend this point. I tried to say this, that, the other, and they're like, no, like, it was a good stoppage. It was a good. No, it was not. Like, the thing you need to understand, people, and this is specifically, I'm talking to people who have never had the balls to step in the ring and who can watch this and sit here and tell me with a straight face after me showing you everything here that this was a completely legitimate and good calls by the ref. I'm going to say this to y'all as nicely as possible. Y'all are fucking tripping balls if you thought this shit was fair. I think, and I'm going to say this, I'm gonna say this to the people that have never been in the ring, because clearly, like when you speak on this, it very much shows. There's a difference between being gassed and being hurt. Because look, I will be the first to admit here, I made the mistake of trying to go for the finish, because I will admit, I underestimated Jordani's durability. I thought he was just gonna fold. He was just some fat little Nimrod that was just gonna fold under my power, based on the things that I had seen, based on the things that I'd been told. And, you know, I wanted to make a statement, get him out of there. But fair play to him. He had some fantastic durability. So I got to give him full credit for all that. That being said, I went for it, and I ended up gassing myself out pretty early, about second round, 1000%. But even while gassed, I'm still moving, I'm still landing the right combos, I'm still remaining defensively responsible. And again, just because I'm gassed does not mean I've hurt. And I've shown you now that going by play, I literally outlanded him with power and volume every single round. This was the most royal flush of a fight I have ever fucking watched. And every single time I watch this fight back, it pisses me off. No matter what angle I watch, no matter what freaking thing I watch here, it's just, it's insane to me. And I just genuinely don't understand how people can seriously look at this with a straight face and be like, oh yeah, no, the ref stopped at a good time, you know, Kodiak was hurt, you know, this, that, the other. And this is also another thing. You wanna know who was really hurt? I'm gonna show y'all one little final thing before I end my rant on this once and for all. Let's go to the actual Breakout Live angle of this fight. And I want to show you all something very, very interesting, because I'm gonna tell you right now, and because I was the one actually fighting, and I can tell you right now, I was not hurt. I was not hurt. But you know who was? Mr. Jordani himself. That was the guy who was hurt. And I'm about to show you. Let's go to the end of round one right here, okay? Let's go to the end of round one. And this is very, very important. End of round one. And any other ref, so watch this. Jordani, he taps up with me. I dap up with SOG, whatever. Watch what Jordani does. He tries to sit down. He's dazed as fuck. He's like, and he misses his stool. He misses his stool. He's so fucking dazed. Look at him. He doesn't know where the fuck he is. Meanwhile, I'm over here. I'm not even bothering sitting. I'm standing. I'm so good. Like, dude, this is the most utter robbery of a stoppage I've ever seen in my life. And so I hope that by me playing this back to you all gives y'all the full perspective of exactly what I'm talking about here. God, I opened up Twitter again. That was a bad idea. Y'all pissed me off. I legit had to get off Twitter for a little bit because y'all were actually pissing me off with y'all's logic. I've made my point. I've shown this all to you. So if you can see all of this right here and still look me dead in the eyes and say, oh yeah, you got hurt, you got stopped, this, that, or the other, and act like I was the one, and you're gonna sit here and look at me straight in the eyes and say that I lost to Jordani and I did not lose to the ref, then I literally can't help you at this point. I'm not even gonna bother and waste my time going further beyond this video to explain my points. At the end of the day, look, what's done is done. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I cannot change at all what happened during this fight. What's done is done. The decision has been made, and I don't expect Breakout to go back on all this stuff, because if they go back on my fight, even though it's the right thing to do to rule this a no contest, because this is utter bullshit, and this does kind of make the fucking card overall kind of look bad in a way, but I understand where Breakout's coming from in terms of deciding not to appeal this fight. But dude, at the end of the day, like, that's not what it was about. At the end of the day, I knew when I submitted that appeal it was not going to get approved. At the end of the day, I want people to know the truth, that actually have an IQ above room temperature, that can see this video and understand exactly what landed, what didn't, and give you a much better idea of who actually won this fight. And if you want to watch this fight without my creative input, you can watch the live stream, you can watch my channel, you can watch my angle of it on the channel. That way you can hear like the actual punches and stuff like that, see all the angle and stuff of what the ref was doing the entire fight. Every single standing 8 in this fight was absolute BS, and especially the stoppage even more so. You know, he literally did not let me fight, and the reason I'm pursuing this so much so at the end of the day is he made me look like an idiot. He made the fight look in a way that it just absolutely wasn't. I dominated that fight literally all 4 rounds. The second one was close, I'll give you that, but I bare minimum dominated rounds 1, round 3, and I was winning round 4 until that fucking little fucking this landed, all right? And yeah, he fucking pushed me in the corner. When he hit me with that shot, he fucking hits me with it, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then he does one of those. He'll land, and then he'll go, and then he'll push me. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. He landed it. I could take a shot. I can take a fucking shot, ref. Obviously. It's like, I can land a whole bunch of different fucking combinations the entire fucking fight, and then the ref sees him land too, and then he's like, nah, you gotta get up out of there, champ. I don't get it, man. It's absolute bullshit. And then people were running around with this narrative trying to act like I just got absolutely starched and stopped, and people are out here calling me a fraud, this, that, the other. It's very aggravating because at the end of the day, you know, I worked hard for this fight, and I did the training, I put in the hours, the content, this stuff like that. And, you know, like I said, I have respect for Jordani, and he definitely surprised me with his durability and everything that he did during that fight. But I truly believe that if Eddie was and any other ref was in there that night, I would have won a very comfortable decision that night, because if any other ref was in there, they wouldn't have fucking made any of those standing 8s happen. It's utter absolute bullshit, and I'm just very aggravated with the result. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that I can do to change it. But I have to make my voice known on this, because I'm not going to sit around and let people create this narrative within their heads and try to paint me out to be something I'm not, a fraud of a fighter, this, that, or the other. I did my job. I won that fucking fight. And at the end of the day, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, at the end of the day, there's only one way to solve this. Let's fight again. Let's rematch. But if you're so confident, if Jordani, if you're watching this video right now, I want to issue a challenge to you, because it seems like you're very interested in the rematch later down the line. I understand it can happen immediately, because at the end of the day, Irie got hoed because of Pineda, so he deserves the shot at the belt with you for next. So fair play enough. That should be me. It really should, and I hope that I have now explained to you why through this video. But at the end of the day, Irie should get his shot first, and then after that, win or lose, I want my get back. But let's make this shit interesting next time. If you're so confident in your power, if you're so confident that you got me out of there, that you had me hurt, you had me wobbled, then how about we make this interesting? Next time we get up in the ring, let's make this a real pro fight. Get rid of the fucking pillow fists, get rid of the 16-ounce gloves, and let's fight in some fucking 10s. All right? If you're so confident in your power, if you're so confident that you literally had the power to knock me out, then look me in the fucking eyes and give me this fucking fight with 10-ounce gloves with you. Then we'll see who's really got the power. Then we'll see who really did the damage on the night. And I'm gonna shut everybody up that wants to sit here and act a damn fool when it comes to this fight. At the end of the day, bro, again, I have no disrespect for you. This is not your fault. You couldn't control what happened on the night, and I don't blame you for celebrating your success, because look, you got lucky, and if you're being honest with yourself, you have to admit that. You got lucky, but you should feel happy. You should feel proud that you did as well as you did during that fight, that you went the full 4 rounds, and you should be very proud of yourself. And so, you know, whatever happens from here on, bro, good luck. It is what it is. You know, I put my statement out there. The people that took the time to watch this video to the very end, you know, whether you agree or disagree with me, I very much appreciate you hearing me out, because as you can see, I'm very emotional, and I'm very upset even after all this time later, and as I should be, because I literally cannot wrap my head around the fact what fight that ref was watching and what fight everyone else seems to be watching as well, because literally you watch all the shots that land. I landed more volume and power, and literally the ref made so many bullshit calls, it was absolutely insane. That fight should not have been stopped. That fight should not have been given any standing eights to me or Tordani. And I just feel absolutely hoed, because now I have to wait 6 months to even get a shot at quote redemption for the next breakout card. And it's very aggravating, because now I have to wait around 6 months and watch these little freaking gremlins that are in these keyboard warriors go around and try to create this narrative and drag my name through the mud and say things about me that are absolutely not true. But at the end of the day, I can't change that. I can only change and respond accordingly with my own actions. And I don't expect this video, like I said in the beginning, I don't expect this video to change the outcome of the fight. I don't expect this video to do anything of that sort, but I do want this video to be shown, and I wanted this to be made so that I can set the record straight, so I can show the people who actually aren't just mob mentality, let's just hate on Kodiak because, we want to hate on Kodiak and drag his name through the mud, make him crash out. People that are actually receptive and are willing to actually hear this out and see with themselves and make their own opinion will logically come to the conclusion that this was absolute bullshit, because it just was. And I have every right to be upset about it, because anyone with fucking eyes can see that shit for themselves. I just wanted to put a fucking lid on it once and for all and say my piece on it. And now that I've said my piece, I'm gonna move on, because at the end of the day, this is boxing. This shit happens all the time. Bullshit calls happen, this, that, or the other. I'm not gonna let the opinions of people who have never had the balls to step in the ring themselves tell me this, that, or the other about who was hurt, who won that fight, who's not, this, that, or the other. I'm not gonna let some 350-pound man-child that goes around calling people slurs get me down and try to do this, that, or the other to me. At the end of the day, I fought a good fight. I did everything I was supposed to do that night, and the Lord had different plans for me. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let it get me down. I'm gonna, remain strong in my faith, allow God to take me from here, because at the end of the day, it's as the old saying goes, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, but I will praise him all the same, because Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior at the end of the day, and I know that he has a lot of amazing things planned for me. So I'm gonna make sure that I follow the correct path that he has for me and see what he has for me down the road. And in the meantime, you're probably asking yourself, Kodiak, where do you go from here? Well, honestly, the same old, we're gonna get back in the lab, we're gonna do our thing, I'm gonna enjoy my time off, I just turned 23, I got to celebrate my birthday, I got to come home and, just be surrounded by friends and family, my girlfriend, my dog. And at the end of the day, to me, man, that's really what it's all about. These people can say whatever they want online, but at the end of the day, what I got that they don't is I got people that love me, and whether I did get the snot absolute beat out of me, which is not at all what happened, or whether I won, they don't care. They love me right where I'm at, and they welcome me home with open arms. And I got to have one of the best birthdays that I've had in a very long time, getting to celebrate it with people that I love. And that's really what the true win is to me, is having my friends, my family, the people that I've met in this scene, just get to experience all that. And I'm not gonna let this robbery that the ref gave me ruin this great time that I had at the event, because I got to meet so many of you in person. I got to meet Joey, I got to see a lot of people that I've seen before, Weeks, Waffle, all these other guys, got to meet some other guys that I haven't met in person before, like Jerry. I met Jerry back in 05. But there's a lot of people that I got to hang out with, truly get to hang out with. And that 07 after party, I truly had a blast with you guys. And I'm not gonna let this little divot in the path take me away from that. So at the end of the day, that's where we're gonna go from here. I'm gonna continue training, I'm gonna continue making and doing what I love. And I hope that you guys that, whether you agree or disagree with me, stick around with me and, just support me in my thing. Because at the end of the day, I want to make content, and I have honestly, I gotta say, I've been blown away by the support that I've been given, because even, you know, yeah, there's a couple loud people on Twitter that are, you know, very aggravating, but upon further retrospection, you know, it's a very loud minority, and the vast majority of people have been able to see what this fight really was, and even if they can't, they at least still love me for who I am, and that's what's so amazing about this scene, is there, for every bad apple in this scene that's very loud, obnoxious, and annoying, there's another 3 that are just real and genuine and know what's up. And so, you know, I just want to thank every single one of you that, you know, not just made it to the end of this video. I mean, even if you disagree with me and you made it to the end of this video, you have my full respect for having the willingness to, you know, keep an open mind. But, you know, I appreciate every single one of you that have supported me along this journey. You know, this is a divot in the path for sure that I'm very, very frustrated about. But at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do about it. You know, the Lord has great plans for me, and I'm not going to let something like this keep me down and ruin what was truly an amazing event. So I'm going to be making a whole lot of content. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break. I just wanted to post this video, get my statement out there, and just take a well-deserved break, maybe like maybe a week or 2, maybe a little bit more, who knows. Definitely going to be off Twitter for a little while, because, you know, that place I have learned is a cesspool of hate and stupidity, and I don't have the patience to deal with it right now, because everybody's in, let's make Kodiak crash out right now, let's make him pull a Diesel and go absolutely insane, and I'm not falling for it. I don't got time for that. This ain't high school. I ain't playing these games with y'all, so I'm just gonna, you know, do what a lot of you should be doing on Twitter and touch some grass and enjoy my life, and then, you know, come back and I'm gonna hit the ground running. You know, I got inspired a lot by Divine Xavier and a lot of his shorts that he's been doing, and a lot of the funny little humor that he has, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what, maybe I can do something similar to that too. So when I come back, I really want to try to focus more on the shorts game, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. So when I come back, I'm gonna be bigger, better than ever. So give me a little bit of time to enjoy the spoils of what I consider a victory, whether the ref or whoever agrees or disagrees. At the end of the day, I consider that a victory, because I fought my fight, I did my things. Sure, there's things I can improve, like not trying to expect myself to get a KO right off ripping 16-ounce gloves. Like, I mean, if you're able to knock out someone in 16-ounce gloves, that's impressive, but regardless, it is what it is. You know, this is the end of it. I'm done talking about it. You know, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me. I don't really care. The real ones know. And so that's just it at the end of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys, whether you agree or disagree with me, let me know down in the comments below. You know, let me know. I'm open to feedback. You know, if, you know, you think something else, I want to hear it. I want to hear your reasons why. You know, don't just come down there and just spread blind hate and this, that, or the other. No, stick to your point. Stick to why you think that my points are BS if you disagree with me, and we can have a logical and good conversation. If you're not going to come with that, then I'm not going to bother even talking to you. So, and that's kind of where I'm at with Twitter right now, is nobody really wants to have a conversation. Nobody really wants to actually like debate and do this, that, or the other. Everybody just wants to jump on the let's fucking make Kodiak kill himself train. So I'm not going to be falling for that. I don't care. So I'm gonna go enjoy life. And matter of fact, I'm about to go hang out with my girlfriend. We're gonna go get some food. I'm gonna go pet my dog, and I'm gonna have a great freaking time with my life. So I pray that you all do the same. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace. Also, P.S. I just wanted to, I just got my photos back from the fight, and even the photos support my story. I just wanted to share a couple ones with you that I think kind of tell the story. A couple of my favorite ones. I got this one here, this one here, this one here. I really like this one, and this one here. And of course, my favorite, this one right here. So yeah, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. You use your eyes. If you got a temperature of over room temperature, then you know exactly what happened. But if you don't, I can't help you.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.